Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Libra for the month of February. Now it is a general reading. That being said, it may or may not resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate, check your other placements. You may find your messages there. If not, check back in the following week when I put out a new message. Okay. We're going to begin in the center of this reading. Here we have the mushrooms and the intellect. And then if I move here, at the bottom of the deck, we have the subconscious and the spider. So I feel that these are all connected here. The mushroom speaks to it speaks to a quiet growth, hidden growth. It is the root cause of something. Although it's like, okay, these look like separate mushrooms. This is the best way I can explain this. It looks like separate mushrooms, or in your case, issues. Okay, now, and they all appear to be growing separate, but they are not. They are all part of the same fungus, but you can't see it beneath the ground. So now this is happening in the mind. We have the intellect here. So the delights of the mind, the plagues of the mind, fantasy, illusions, how we think, plan, solve problems is connected to something you cannot see. Okay? Because something is going on in the mind. There's a lot of issues here, or that you're having issues with, and it is directly connected to something deeper, something with the spider that has been eluding you, okay? And maybe even trapping you in a certain mindset, okay? Because the spider lays a trap, lays a web. And the subconscious is telling us that this is subconscious beliefs. This is where the problem is that is causing all of these issues. And this has been eluding you, but knowing this is already a big thing, because then you can heal it. So, that being said, let's find out what these issues are. We have the Five of Shields on top of the mushrooms and the card of the intellect. So the Five of Shields is a breakdown in communication, troubled relationships, struggling. There could have been arguments and loss here. 1 minute, I'll just try and settle down my dogs. Be right back. Okay, so there was a breakdown in communication with this Five of Shields because of something somebody believed, perhaps about all of the issues, or why the issues were taking place, or there were too many issues. Something could have been haunting them about these issues. There was a lot of arguing. We see here beneath 10 of Wisdom, 4 of Wands reverse, so there was upset here. Somebody may have behaved thoughtlessly. Somebody could have been unhappy with the other's behavior. Maybe the issues were surrounding somebody's behavior, and this was plaguing the mind. And so there was a decision that was taken on a cup, on a on a relationship, a decision about possibly whether to heal a relationship or to end it. And the person that is being pushed out here doesn't want to go. So either they pushed you out and this is you, or they felt that they were being pushed out and this is them, or they felt that they had to do this because of the issues that were plaguing the mind, because of the issues surrounding somebody's behavior, perhaps. Somebody thought that there was deception, or were planning a deception in or with regards to that Ace of Cups there, you see. And so this is why this cycle ended, or that cycle ended. Yeah. Now, what we have is the same person, I feel, who is thinking about returning to have a discussion or to have a reunion, because this card could be both. Either to, maybe they are now willing to be more cooperative with this Three of Shields, or they're seeking information, or they're offering up information maybe that was held back, or feelings that were held back. Maybe this is what it is. Things, feelings that have been held back, and is what they want to express or to bring forward. Seeking your understanding with regards to these feelings, perhaps your cooperation even. We have two cards of seeking a solution here. Finding or overcoming problems, solutions, with regards to one's beliefs. Again, with the Hierophant, is there long-held beliefs? Or with regards to this this commitment. And this card is very clear. Somebody being in a cold place. They're seeking help from the divine. They have asked for this help, and you see the hand reaching down out of a very dark sky. And, you know, it's almost like the hand is pointing to that book that this man carries here. So it's like this person is seeking their answers with the divine, and the divine is saying, well, you already have the answers, but, you know, you have not opened the book. And so, someone is going off to think because they have doubts, or they're going off to think maybe about what they believe, or about their beliefs, questioning one's beliefs possibly, or questioning, having doubts about the commitment and uncertainties. So they go off to think about this, about whether they should do this or not. Right now it appears like they're waiting, but they're not waiting and doing nothing. They are waiting and maybe questioning beliefs, or what they believed, and maybe still thinking about or trying to decide whether they wish to come forward to express these feelings that they have held back from you. Now, with all that being said, I want to move here to this card of knowledge. I feel that this has to do with the past. And when it addresses the past, it is referring to our past education, beliefs, and its influence on our present, you see. What you know has guided every choice you've made. It has shaped your journey and created your present. When you look at your past education, do you see that it has served you well? Or is your knowledge outdated and limiting your progress because it is no longer accurate? Times change. Information and facts change as new information comes to light and more research and study is done. Do you find yourself in a position where your knowledge and what you believe you know are no longer factual? Be sure not to limit your potential by holding on to knowledge that no longer serves you in the present. As you ask yourself these questions, be sure to consider not only those areas of knowledge you have acquired through study and learning, but also the knowledge you have acquired via your personal interactions with others. What lessons have your experiences with others offered you? Retain the knowledge that helps you move forward and release the knowledge that restricts and limits you and holds you back. As a potential blockage, it represents learning gone awry, knowledge that is imposed, that is not factual or accurate. This knowledge that indoctrinates, it is knowledge that does not empower, but instead subjugates and imprisons. Are you impeding your own development by blindly following what you've been told to believe? Look to what you have been taught by others and question it. There are traditions that honor and traditions that dishonor. There is knowledge that impedes and restricts, and knowledge that sets you free and empowers. This card represents the necessity of learning the difference and having the courage to defy tradition and relegate old paradigms to the past. And so now the first lesson, and this one here, it would have been made evident but may not have been embraced and learned yet, and it is perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. As a soul, you're on a mission in this physical dimension. You are the only one who knows the correct path to take. Your intuition, your connection to spirit, is your compass. You have the power to stay the course, and you are stronger and more determined than you might first think. In order to experience many successes in your life, you must mature and realize the strength within yourself and the quality of inner courage. Life doesn't just happen. We must make it happen. It is natural for us in this human school to shy away from what we believe to be difficult because we concern ourselves with how others will perceive us. We're afraid of failure, ridicule, or coming up short. Now is the time to make the proper changes and take risks and do things you never thought you could before. Your soul must learn to become aware of its inner strength. Live the joyfulness your soul yearns and engage in activities you've always wanted to try but were afraid you'd fail at. Your soul would not yearn for something that you couldn't accomplish. You have the strength and fortitude to be capable of greatness. The lesson that you are currently learning, whether you're aware of it or not, it is significant because if you're not prepared for this, it could prove to be a stumbling block, impeding your progress, and it is empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. You don't truly understand others' motivations if you haven't lived their lives and seen the world through their eyes. It's so easy to judge another's behavior matched up against your own and label it as being right or wrong. But you're missing an important part of the equation, the other person's history and personal path. We are all sparks of the divine with a purpose here in the physical dimension, and we can all exert our free will. Some of us have lost our way along the path to love, and it is a human reaction to judge others before examining their journey through their eyes and with compassion. Your job is not to judge. Your job is to love and to understand. And this is your long-range lesson, so it may relate to the situation at hand, or it could be an ultimate life lesson of which this situation is just a piece of the puzzle, and it is change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. There's a certain comfort in the idea of living a life without surprises, The status quo has an appeal, but you will never learn or grow if your circumstances stay the same. Everybody wants life to be better, but for that requires change. You've chosen to incarnate into this physical dimension called Earth because of the myriad of opportunities. If you don't take advantage of them, what was the point? Staying with your comfort zone is overrated. With change comes transformation, and with transformation comes evolution. Stop viewing change as being either good or bad, because all change nourishes your soul. Don't equate it with a lack of control. Life happens, and it's supposed to happen. Sorry, my dogs are playing. So life happens, and it's supposed to happen. You can direct how it plays out, and you always have the power to accept a change that redirects your path. I do hope that you have found these messages and these lessons helpful. The lessons will help you, once brought into the awareness, helps you to navigate your way through the energies much quicker. I thank you for watching, for liking and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings to all of you.